Types of bonds and risk. Bonds without guarantee. Obligations can only be issued to companies with good credit history. Subordinate obligation is it satisfied when all the obligations have been covered. Red bonds, only interest payments are required when they are profits. Bonds with guarantee. Mortgage bonds guarantee with real estate. Bonds with collateral guarantee. Guarantee with shares or bonds owned by the insured. Fiduciary equipment certificates used to financial ruling stock such as airplane, trucks, etc.
According to Hitman and Soder in their book Financial Management, the bonds are rated by entities that dedicate themselves to it, and these ratings have a direct effect on the cost that the companies pay when raising external capital. That is, higher rated bonds were generally paid in contrast to lower rated bonds. The latter based on historical data as mentioned by the authors. Advantages. It allows the issuing company to raise large amounts of capital from several lenders. The early redemption option gives the issuing company the opportunity to reacquire the bonds before they expire at low interest time and thus reissue bonds at lower interest rates. Disadvantages. The money that is paid as a coupon rate to the creditors for the bonds constitutes an outflow of money for the issuing company. The cost of financing the bonds can be greater than that of a short-term loan given by the maturity of the bond, the magnitude of the offer, the risk, and the cost of the money itself.
Okay, now we are going to talk about the evaluation process of the bonds. First of all, it's important to say that a bond is a fixed income long-term instrument that represents a loan made by an investor to borrower that in this case is a corporation in special conditions. The evaluation basically the determination of the price of an asset based on its risk and its probability. In the evaluation there are some keys. The first of these is to understand the cash flow of the bond. It's an inversion, so it has to have a probability in money. It's important to understand what is that money. Okay, now it's important to understand also the time when is going the cash flow to take place. It's going to be paid by how periodically, semesterly, annually. The last thing we have to understand is the risk. When the risk goes up, as we see here, the value often and usually goes down. So when the risk goes down, the value will increase. Now, the mathematical process basically is that the value, the price of the bond, it's the present value of the interest and the final value, the nominal value or the part value. Now in the exercise we're gonna see that here we have a scenario about a bond, and we're going to assume that the interest is paid annually and the required probability that the discount rate is up to 20%. It says a 1000 price for this value. But what happens if the inversion is required at greater than the coupon rate? Does it mean that the discount rate is going to be greater than the coupon? We can say the 30% discount rate with a 20% coupon rate. This is a diminution of the price. That it means that when the discount rate is greater than the bond coupon, the value decreases, and it's correct to say that the bond is sold at discount. But what happens if the inversion is required rate is lower than the coupon rate? Here we can say the discount rate of 10%, what means that the risk is down for the investor and the coupon rate is of 20%. So the value will increase, as we can see here, 1614. So when the discount rate is lower than the bond coupon, the value increases, and it's correct to say that the bond is being sold with a premium or a prima in Spanish. And that was the valuation of bonds.